I mean, I don't know how these games play, so...
I like to have strength. I don't use magic as much.
I get batting people around pretty well. Mm-hmm. I know that this game sucks for inventory.
Why?
Well, it's just because, like...
There's no limit, really.
Yeah, but it seemed like, at least in the first one, like...
Oh, yeah, like you only have 5 slots when you're fighting and stuff.
Yeah. So, I would get why MP potions would suck to take up that space.
Yeah, no, that's actually totally true. You do get more MP...
as you level up and stuff? Or as time goes on?
Yeah. Yeah, or as you fight, I think. Like, it goes up. When I played these originally, I didn't know that you couldn't be knocked off in most places. So I was actually, like, way too careful about things.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I would just take way too long to fight battles because I was trying to make
Stay
sure
in the
I didn't
middle.
fall off. Yeah.
Oh, you got a get bonus.
Yeah. This music's actually really intense.
Oh, oh,
Turn into Mickey there.
oh.
So we have now talked about race and gender.
Yeah. What's the other thing?
Is there another thing?
I don't know. I mean, we're both straight, so we don't have a lot to say about sexuality, except that it's fine. Like,
yeah, I did start a gay-straight alliance, which is still going strong at my high school.
Oh, well, cool. Yeah, okay. Well, I'm straight, and you're bi.
Yeah.
So, there's that.
Yeah.
I mean, not that I wouldn't...
You kind of just outed me.
Well, we can cut that if you're worried about it. I mean, I'd make out with Brad Pitt.
Yeah, well, yeah. I think anybody would. People do get really squirrely about, like, LGBTQ, essentially, right? Like...
And like, sometimes they can be, like, unfortunately aggressive about it.
Well, yeah, and that has to do with a lot of insecurities, though, right? Like,
yeah.
I wouldn't say that, like, all guys who are scared of, like, gayness might actually be harboring any gay thoughts. Like, they could be super straight.
Well, they could be super straight, and that's what scares them.
Yeah.
Is like, how can anybody be different than me?
That's true.
And that's just closed-mindedness, but...
But, like, so many studies have proven that about 10% of the population is 100% straight, and 10% is 100% gay. Everywhere else falls into a sort of fluidness, and so it's like you might be 90% straight and 10% gay, so it's like you might not ever pursue a relationship.
So for
with
men, that middle
man.
80% is Brad Pitt's fault.
Yeah. But you know what like, it's actually, especially for women, like, they talk about it as like a fluid sexuality, and it's even as women age, I don't know, I like Savage Love podcast talked about it a little bit, and it was really interesting, but essentially, like, it just sort of ebbs and flows. So it's like that's why they actually include Q, like, as questioning and LGBT, because you can fall in love with one girl in your whole life, and you can say that you're bi, like, that's okay, or you can say that you're questioning, like, it's whatever. Like, it's supposed to be that you can identify with however you feel comfortable, you know, and, like, however you feel best represents how you look at relationships, right? And it is annoying how, like, people lump in transsexuality with being gay, because it's like that's gender identity.
It seems like
it could be that you're gay and transgendered, but then that makes you straight because you are you are transgendered.
That's a thing. I think that's where a lot of the confusion comes from, is that you have to identify with the
gender they perceive as. So if I perceive myself as a man and I dated women, then I would be straight.
Yeah.
But if I...
Even though you're born a woman.
You could call yourself gay as well. Like, it's all about how you feel comfortable. So it's the same with, like, the race thing. You have to, like... People have to be okay asking you questions, and if they're not, then fuck them, you know?
And it's also, like, you have to be okay with people not knowing
absolutely.
what your decision is if they don't know you, right? Like,
so that's why being open to questions on both ends is really important.
Yeah.
And just being like, no...
To be fair, you shouldn't jump to any conclusions.
But, I don't know, like, if I dressed up as a man and I had someone ask me, like, a sincere question, I would be totally willing to answer it. I'd be like... I was born a woman, but I prefer to dress in men's clothing. I identify as a man, and I date women, and I perceive myself as straight. Like,
a big problem is that the type of questions they get are usually not that kind.
Are usually offensive and awful and closed-minded.
And then there are people who would find that question offensive too. So
that's true. Yeah, and so, I mean, I think that's, like, always the hard thing.
It's just something like
yes,
if you meet someone, take them at their human, like, the value that they are human, because everyone you meet is going to be human.
Well, I mean, so far.
Okay. and then when you're friends with them,
then
you can express curiosity.
And just
because they are more comfortable with you than a random person on the street, you can learn more about them. But it's too much of a struggle to just ask somebody you just met.
Like, absolutely. And I wouldn't
be friends with people. Fucking like people before you start.
Well, and don't judge. Like I wouldn't not be friends with someone because I'm like, I suspected that they were trans or something, or like suspected that they were gay. Like, that would be so weird. And it's like, yes, you don't need to put that on the table like the first time you hang out anyways. And it's like totally up to them when they feel comfortable telling you.
Yeah.
If ever, like, they can just decide never to tell you if they don't want to. Like, that's up to them as well. I think it's just the whole, like, the trans thing is a little bit more obvious sometimes. So it's like, it's more of a conversation than like telling someone that you're gay or that you're like, you know, asexual.
One thing that I won't say it bugs me, but is noticeable to me. Is when someone, like, makes a deal out of it, you know?
Oh,
so it's like, you meet someone and like, and it's just like, well, I'm gay. You're like, yeah, huh? Let's move on. Like, okay, is that important to what you're about to say, or?
You know, yeah. Same with like when you meet a lot of the female workers at GameStop and stuff. They're like, me and my boyfriend or me and my husband. It's like, okay, I get it. You know.
Or, well,
it's like this conversation didn't need to turn that way.
But I guess for sure, working at GameStop as a woman, you get a lot of unwanted from people who aren't necessarily as socially
capable.
Well, as socially experienced.
I'm just doing quick time events right now, by the
way. Okay.
It looks cool though. That's what this game just has, a lot more quick time than
Yeah. I'm okay with a quick time game. Like, I feel like if I ever played Shenmue or whatever, I'd probably be okay with it. I'm not super okay with games that just throw in quick time as a way to like break up.
Yeah, like
stuff.
Heavy Rain is fun.
Well, Heavy Rain's the perfect example. That game is designed to be a quick time event.
But it's so like engrossing.
But it's totally you totally feel involved. Are you supposed to be attacking him?
I'm supposed to be using reversal.
Oh, I see. Do you have to hold it?
I don't know, maybe.
You should try holding it. Creepy. If he drops any health orbs, you should pick them up.
I don't think I die at this point.
Really?
This is like training.
Ooh. So scary. He's so scary. You probably will die. Oh, there you go. See, you drop some dudes and they're supposed to give you health orbs. Get the health!
Oh my god!
There's more of them. He dropped like 3 health orbs, you only got 1.
They're probably gone by now. Oh.
I noticed that they last quite a while on this one.
Oh. My health just went up a little bit.
Did it?
Yep.
You know what I really hate about, like, sometimes a game will have, like, a fight that's supposed to go a very particular way. But I hate it if they don't give you the chance to figure out how that goes during your first fight.
Yeah.
It needs to start off with some introduction to it. But there are some times where it's like quick timey, or like they only have
out of nowhere.
They only have one weakness. Like you have to demi them to death.
Yeah.
And it's like, how the fuck are you supposed to know that ever?
Yeah.
At all, ever.
Yeah, like you don't learn it during the battle at all. Like if you fail the first time, you can be like, okay, well, next time I'll do it this way. But if it doesn't tell you or, you know, show a pattern or something, then you're like, well, how the fuck am I supposed to do this? Seriously, I don't know why I'm turning into my Floyd voice.
Look out. He turned into a spaceship. So you gotta reversal your way up to his head and fuck him up.
Yeah, I did it.
Yay.
Got a lot of get bonuses.
Get. Peachy's got it.
Alright, any other topics we need to...
Yeah, what are the big...
Let's just offend everybody.
What are the big political things that everybody cares, like, way too much about?
Well, pretty much everything has to go down to race, gender, and sexuality anyway, so...
Well, class.
Class, yeah. We don't deal with that as much because we're essentially, like, middle class.
Yeah, I mean...
Lower middle
like,
class.
the two of us technically, like, mathematically are poor, but we live...
But we're not on
pretty...
support, like, we're not on, like, welfare or anything, so
yeah.
you can look at it that way, like...
Yeah.
Yes, we live in my mom's basement, but we're in debt.